Azerbaijan said it had restored full sovereignty over the breakaway territory after a brief military offensive. Our correspondent, Reyhan Dimitri, says many Karabakh Armenians would rather abandon their homes than become fully integrated into Azerbaijan.
The pictures that are emerging from Nagorno-Karabakh show panicky scenes there. We're hearing from local journalists in Stepanakert describing a lot of people just walking in the city with their bags, not really knowing what to do. People will certainly be looking for ways to flee Nagorno-Karabakh, but it's not clear yet whether there will be a humanitarian corridor that would allow them to leave their homes.
Poland has emphasised it's no longer transferring weapon stocks to Ukraine and says it will see about future deliveries. The comments by the Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki mark another step in the deteriorating relationship between the two countries. Poland, along with Slovakia and Hungary, has unilaterally banned imports of Ukrainian grain. The decision's been criticised by Ukraine. From Warsaw, here's Adam Easton.
Poland has already sent 320 of its Soviet-era tanks to Ukraine. It's already sent 14 MiG fighter jets. It doesn't have any more of those weapons in its stockpiles, and it is now replacing that with modern Western-made tanks and fighter jets, and that's what Mr. Morawiecki was referring to. I don't see this as a change in government position in terms of helping to arm Ukraine.
India appears to have halted visa services in Canada amid a diplomatic row. A notice on the visa application portal said the suspension was due to operational reasons. Relations plummeted this week when Canada's Prime Minister said Indian agents may have been involved in the killing of a Sikh activist near Vancouver. Delhi described the accusation as absurd. A BBC investigation's found the social media app TikTok is driving online frenzies which encourage antisocial behaviour. Mariana Spring reports.
We identified 4 recent episodes when a TikTok frenzy appeared to be connected to harmful behaviour, including innocent people being falsely accused in a murder case in the US, videos fueling riots in France, and in the UK, people interfering in a police investigation of a missing woman in Lancashire, and vandalism during school protests. Several former TikTok employees told us that limiting the spread of this harmful content wasn't a priority for the company. TikTok said it reflected conversations already happening, and its recommendation system was designed to prioritise safety by suggesting a range of content, proactively interrupting repetitive patterns, and reducing the reach of videos containing unverified information.
World News from the BBC. South Korean police are investigating 17 US soldiers for allegedly using the military postal service to smuggle synthetic marijuana. Raids on American Army bases in May found about 80 grams of the drug and more than $10,000 in cash. The US troops have not been detained. In South Korea, drug possession carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. One of Japan's most well-known corporations, Toshiba, has been sold to a private consortium, which will end its 74 years as a listed company. Nikki Bristow reports.
Toshiba is a household name, and not just in Japan. Founded in 1875, it came to symbolise the country's industrial prowess. It makes a range of products from electronic devices to power stations, but it's been engulfed in a series of problems and scandals over recent years, including a fine for overstating its profits. Toshiba has now been sold to a private consortium for around $14 billion. Its managers and its 100,000 workers will be hoping it's now turned a corner.
The United States is granting temporary legal status to nearly 500,000 Venezuelans already in the country, making it easier for them to start working. The measure has been a key demand of Democratic officials, as increasing numbers of migrants have overwhelmed local resources. But the move will draw criticism from Republicans, who say the Biden administration has been too soft on immigration. The Spanish women's football team are on their way to Sweden after most players ended their match boycott. They'd demanded reforms to the governance of the game after their World Cup-winning teammate, Jenny Hermoso, was kissed on the lips by the head of the National Federation. Reports say between 6 and 9 senior football officials have now been sacked as part of the agreement which saw the team return. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
My mum was a French translator. Her side of the family are all linguists. Aunt Eleanor taught university-level German. My grandfather loved German, Arabic and Zagawa. Cousin Maggie still does amazing simultaneous translations at the European Parliament. I don't know if there's a genetic aspect to ability with language, but if there is, I must have inherited my father's, because despite many school lessons and many, many evening classes, like him, I'm fluent only in English. The shame. And what a world I'm missing out on. I'm Mornie Chesterton from the BBC World Service. This is Unexpected Elements. And this show has its own general...
Welcome you. Thank you very much. Yep.
Madame la Présidente de l'Assemblée nationale,
Madam President of the National Assembly, Mr. Secretary General of the Commonwealth and Development, ladies and gentlemen, ambassadors, and dear parliamentary colleagues.
c'est un moment inédit
It is
qui nous fait vivre
an exceptional moment
en
that
faisant l'honneur de
Your Majesty
dans cet hémicycle du Sénat
pays to us
à la représentation parlementaire
being
française
President
pour la première fois
at the time of
dans l'histoire
National
séculaire
Parliament in the first
un souverain
multi-secular,
prendre la
for
parole
the first time,
devant le
the British
Parlement
sovereign
français
will speak before the French Parliament, united
et dans
in
sa
its
diversité politique.
political diversity
Vous permettrez
and
de souhaiter la
your
bienvenue
chambers.
à la
I
présidente de
welcome
l'Assemblée nationale et à vous tous, chers
I welcome the President of the National Assembly, colleagues,
parmi vos collègues sénateurs.
and those sitting amongst
de
your
la Chambre des
senators. I welcome
Chambre des Lords,
the members of the Chamber of House of Commons and the House of Lords who are joining us this morning. Thank you.
Vous avez tenu cire à réserver au Parlement français
Your Majesty, you have wished
prononcerez
to speak
dans votre visite.
publicly in what you are doing in your public visit,
La
your
plus ancienne
esteem
des nations parlementaires,
between the oldest parliamentary nation, the United Kingdom, and French,
de l'habeas
the
corpus
French
de la Chambre des
Parliament.
droits,
The habeas
le Royaume-Uni a ouvert
corpus
la voie
has
au
opened
parlementarisme
the
moderne.
path
Il faut avoir assisté
to
au château
a
brillant.
modern parliament, like
Le
Chateaubriand.
Parlement britannique
One needed to be president
dans les mémoires d'outre-tombe, je le cite,
in the memoir of Outre-Tombe.
limite de
The
l'homme
freedom
et
contains
se débattre à Westminster.
seems to be
Fin de citation.
take place
Chateaubriand.
in Westminster. End of Chateaubriand's quote.
Et j'en suis persuadé,
Quote.
le plus sûr
Parliamentary
antidote
democracy
pour
is the
réguler les
purest
passions politiques.
antidote to deal
Et entre nos deux pays, c'est bien de
political
passion
discussions. And
qu'il s'agit.
for both our countries, we are talking about passion,
Souvent alliés,
sometimes united, often
longtemps
allies,
concurrents. Le Royaume-Uni et la France
competitors for a long
sont
time.
alliés.
The United Kingdom and France
Dans les heures sombres, le Royaume-Uni fut un
have been
refuge
allies
pour
in
les
the
Français
darkest
à
moments.
l'exil.
The United Kingdom, Great Britain, was
En
a
juin
country of
1940,
refuge.
où la capitale de la
There was
France
a time
s'était
in
en
1940 when the capital of France
pour édifier ensemble
moved to London
commune
to edify,
au
to
totalitarisme
have
et à l'empire
to
de la
face
brutalité.
totalitarianism.
Se réaliser
In adversity,
la vision prophétique
of
de Victor Hugo, qui a
prophetic
siégé ici, sur ces bancs.
comment of
L'Angleterre
Victor Hugo,
sera
the United
de la
England is always a sister for France.
Alors
As
que nous nous
Victor
apprêtons à
Hugo
commémorer
said, today,
au printemps
as we
prochain
are commemorating next spring the 80th anniversary
en
of the
Normandie,
D-Day landings in
le
Normandy,
destin du Royaume-Uni demeure intimement
the destiny of the United Kingdom
européen.
is
Le Brexit
very, very closely linked
n'y a rien
to
changé.
Europe.
Votre nation
Brexit has not changed anything. Your nation
de la
is a
sécurité.
vital
Le
player
Royaume-Uni et la France,
for European security. The United Kingdom and France, both countries with military
n'a jamais été
tradition.
envahi,
Yours,
sauf par Guillaume
but has never been
français avant.
invaded since
Oui, le Royaume-Uni et la France
Guillaume le Conquérant. The United Kingdom and France,
éprouvés,
on several occasions,
respectés.
have
Depuis l'entente cordiale,
always
il y
respected
aura bientôt
each other. Since the Entente Cordiale, almost 120 years ago,
elles sont
they are
fidèles à leur
side by
vocation,
side,
en se portant au secours de l'Ukraine,
loyal,
agressée et
supporting
meurtrie.
Ukraine.
Vous avez choisi,
Which has
Sire,
been
comme la reine
aggressed.
Elisabeth
Your
II,
Majesty,
lors
you
de
have
sa
chosen,
visite en
like
2004, de vous
Elizabeth,
rendre au
Queen
Sénat.
Elizabeth
Au-delà du respect
II,
à la
to
reine,
be present
je tiens à
at
saluer
the
la
Senate.
mémoire. Nous voulons y recevoir un hommage au
We
territoire
want to pay homage to the territory
concis
of the Republic
parcouru
and
et que le Sénat
British
représente.
citizens
Un hommage à cette diversité
represented by
de territoires et
the
de
Senate.
paysages
This homage
dont la préservation
Various-
tient
for the preservation,
à cœur
et
et qui
which is so close to your
des grandes
heart and constitutes
les
one of the great causes of our times.
à
Territorial
travers notamment des communes,
communities
ont noué tant de relations entre elles.
have had so many close relations,
Socle le plus solide
and they are the most solid basis
à travers
of
le
our friendship.
territoire,
Through the
le
territories,
génie d'une nation. Cette
we
idée
see the
d'Italienne,
genius of a nation. It's not my idea.
français,
It comes from
historien britannique
the most
Theodore Zeldin,
French
dans l'histoire des passions
of
françaises.
English historians, Theodore Zeldin.
Oui, concédons-le à notre fierté nationale. Il faut bien un historien britannique
Our national pride, we need a
réussir à
great
décrypter
historian
les méandres
to
des passions
unravel
françaises.
the expressions of French passion. Your Majesty,
Rares sont les pays européens qui, comme l'Europe,
rare European countries like the United Kingdom
même
and France
aspiration
have
à considérer le monde dans
had
son
the same aspiration to consider
de lien de solidarité
globalization and to have links of solidarity with the most vulnerable countries.
l'exacerbation des fractures nord-sud ne sert que
The increasing division between
des
North and
gouvernants
South
qui les attisent. Le néocolonialisme est le fait d'États prédateurs et non des colonisateurs d'hier. La France, le
France
Royaume-Uni,
and the United
disposent des
Kingdom
ressources nécessaires pour proposer
have the necessary resources to propose
coopération
a
équilibrée,
new world,
la sécurité,
balanced
le
cooperation,
développement qui soit
security,
durable,
development that is long-lasting,
à la
and particular attention for the youth
Le moment
of their
me
countries.
semble venu de
The
rassembler les
time
grandes familles des
seems to me to have come to gather the great
pour
families
qu'elles forgent une
of
ambition
the French-speaking world and the Commonwealth. They have an ambition and a
que
language, a common
préfigura avec
language,
humour le général de Gaulle,
what General de Gaulle
confiait
had foreseen,
et je le cite,
who confided in Winston Churchill, and I quote
en
him,
français,
more we progress
prenez mon anglais.
as
Cette formule me va assez bien aussi pour mon anglais.
French, and this is really quite an appropriate quote.
Sire,
Your Majesty,
Majesté la reine Elisabeth avait
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth had declared
une autre visite d'État,
in 1996, during another official state visit, that of Jacques Chirac
s'il est
in
vrai
London,
que nous
and I
ne
quote
sommes
her,
pas du même côté de la route,
"It is true that we don't drive on the same side of the road,
que nous
but it's also
avançons dans
true
la même
that
direction,
we are moving forward in the same direction."
qui nous paraît à nous, Français,
This comment
typiquement
that seems
britannique,
to us
so British.
is such a
Nous distinguons une vérité
British comment describes an absolute truth. Our paths may be different,
parfois,
and sometimes
constante qui défie les règles de
they
la
diverge
et de la
and defy logic,
de Londres,
and geography.
il nous ramène toujours à Paris. Et de
From
Paris.
London, we always go back to Paris, and we go from Paris back to
Le
London.
cartésianisme français
That is
devant
French
l'esprit britannique.
Cartesian
Maintenant,
approach
à travers les parlementaires,
for England, Your Majesty,
c'est la nation
through the United Parliamentarians and the whole French nation is listening to you. Thank you very much.
Monsieur le Président, Madame la Présidente, Mesdames les sénatrices et Messieurs les sénateurs, Mesdames et
Senators and
Messieurs
ladies
les
senators,
députés,
deputies and lady
merci
deputies,
une fois pour
thank you
votre mot très émouvant.
much for your moving words.
D'avoir
I'm
été
flattered
invité
to
par
have been
les présidents
invited
de vos deux chambres à
by
Paris
the presidents
dans
of
cette
Paris,
illustre
of
enceinte
both
qui a
houses, to speak here in this hallowed chamber,
la chambre haute du Parlement
which has been the
français
upper
depuis
house of French politics in one form
1799.
or another since
Je suis bien conscient
1799.
que ma
I'm all
visite
too
précède
conscious
la rentrée
that
officielle
my visit
deux chambres de
falls
votre
ahead
Parlement
of the formal rentrée
peu que vous
of
présentez
both
mes
chambers
excuses
of your
d'avoir
parliament, and I can only apologise for having intruded on your break.
C'est la raison pour laquelle je suis très touché par votre
And the reason
présence
why I'm
à
particularly
tous
touched
aujourd'hui.
by your presence here today,
La longévité de votre démocratie
the
reflète
long
aussi
continuity of your
dans la
democracy
longue amitié
embodied by this august legislature is reflected too in the enduring friendship between our nations and our people.
une expérience
Ours
passée.
is a partnership forged through shared
Alors
experience,
qu'ensemble nous confrontons les défis
and one which remains utterly vital is together we confront the challenges of our world. Quite simply, the United Kingdom will always be one of France's
de la France.
closest allies and best friends.
Hier, mon épouse et moi-même avons commencé
Yesterday, my wife and I
à la tombe
began
du soldat
our
inconnu.
visit at the tomb of the
Là,
unknown
nous avons
soldier.
commémoré tous
There,
ceux qui
we
sont
remembered
tombés
all
pour
those who
défendre
have
les
fallen
libertés si chères
in defense of the freedoms that our two countries hold dear.
grande nation. Nous avons
At the very heart
un
of this
hommage
great nation,
silencieux,
we stood with
solidaire
you
debout.
in quiet
Côte à côte
solidarity,
avec vous,
just as our people
se sont
have stood together
côte
so many times before.
voir. I was reminded that it was there, at the Arc de Triomphe, 16 months ago, that with characteristic generosity of spirit, you marked the Platinum Jubilee of my beloved mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. On that occasion, President Macron described Her late Majesty as the golden thread that binds our nations. Quand ma mère est décédée l'année dernière,
When my mother died almost exactly 1 year ago,
comme une mesure
my family and I were moved beyond measure
dans toute la France.
by the tributes that were paid to her across France.
J'ai relu les
This morning,
touchants mots de condoléances
I read again the deeply touching the words of condolence that Your Excellencies, Presidents of the National Assembly and the Senate wrote at that time.
écrit Feu Sa Majesté la Reine comme ayant
You described Her late Majesty as having embodied the dignity
britannique
of our own democracy,
et la
and
France.
that
La France.
as she loved France, France loved
Je ne
her.
peux vous décrire ce que ces
I can hardly describe how much these words meant to me, to my entire family.
seulement pour remercier
I can only thank you
le peuple de
and the people of France
pour la grande bonté que vous avez
for the great kindness
à notre
you showed to us
et
and our
de
people
notre peuple à un moment de telle tristesse.
at a time of such grief.
Dans la riche et complexe tapisserie
In the rich and
entre
complex
France et
tapestry of the relationship between France and the United Kingdom,
que représentait ma mère brillera
my mother's golden thread will forever shine
qu'elle
brightly.
nous inspire à continuer de tisser des liens entre nos deux pays.
Let it inspire us all to continue to weave the connections between our two countries with determination, hope, and with love.
Inspired and encouraged by my grandmother's and my late mother's example, France has been an essential part of the fabric of my own life for as long as I can remember. Indeed, as I have been astonished to discover, this is my 35th official visit to France. Each and every time I have been struck by the warmth of the welcome I have always received and by the immense good that can be accomplished when France and the United Kingdom work together. Now, on the occasion of my first state visit to France, my belief in the indispensable relationship between our countries is as firm as it ever has been. Today, in confronting the greatest challenges of our time, we continue the work of those who came before us. When General de Gaulle spoke to the French people from London in June of 1940, he said, "Remember this, France does not stand alone. She is not isolated. She can make common cause with the British." De Gaulle's confidence in our alliance was well founded. 2 days before the appel du 18 juin, Sir Winston Churchill's government had offered France an indissoluble political union, which would have allowed our two peoples to continue the fight for justice and freedom as a single country. Just 2 months after that historic broadcast, my grandfather, King George VI, proudly wearing the crimson ribbon of the Légion d'honneur, joined de Gaulle at Morville Camp near Aldershot to inspect 2,500 of the Free French troops. The common determination expressed that day sustained us through the long and bitter years of that war and drove us forward together to victory. Cette éclatante illustration de notre engagement envers la liberté et la franco-britannique se déploie en...
And democracy remains intensely relevant to this day. At this present time, our armed forces train together in the combined joint expeditionary force, deployed together with UN peacekeeping forces, and through the UN Security Council, the G7 and NATO assume together a joint responsibility for European and global security.
Aujourd'hui,
Now,
plus de 80 ans depuis que nous nous sommes battus côte à côte
more than 80
pour la
years since we
libération de l'Europe,
fought side by side for the liberation of Europe,
une fois à
we once again face unprovoked aggression on our continent.
notre détermination et notre
Our alliance
plus importante.
and our resolve are as important as ever.
Ensemble, nous nous
Together,
aux côtes
we stand in
avec
resolute
solidarité résolue.
solidarity
Nous
with the
sommes
Ukrainian people.
inébranlables dans notre détermination que l'Ukraine triomphera et que nos libertés si cher.
Together, we are steadfast in our determination
These horrifying
Ukraine will triumph and that our
once more
cherished
demonstrate the
freedoms will
fragility
prevail.
of so much that we hold dear. Just as we stand together against military aggression, so must we strive together to protect the world from our most existential challenge of all, that of global warming, climate change, and the catastrophic destruction of nature. Jacques-Yves Cousteau a dit si sagement,
Jacques-Yves Cousteau said so wisely,
a dû combattre
for most of history, man has had to fight nature.
Il commence à comprendre que pour survivre, il doit la protéger. Cette vision est encore plus pertinente en ce 21e siècle.
More relevant in the 21st century,
Du défi auquel notre planète est confrontée,
in spite of the challenges our continent is facing.
Nos gouvernements,
It is urgent
et de plus en plus
to see
le secteur
the
privé.
measures.
Je pense depuis longtemps que nos entreprises peuvent jouer un rôle essentiel entre
I have long felt that our businesses can play a most vital role working in partnership and harmony with our governments and
développer les solutions
invest millions to develop solutions
réussies vers un monde durable.
and achieve success.
Avec le président Macron, je rencontre
With President Macron,
cet après-midi des chefs
that I will
d'entreprise
meet
français
this afternoon,
britanniques dans la collaboration
business leaders from France and Britain whose
les
collaboration,
dans une croissance propre,
innovations and investments in clean growth and in preserving our precious biodiversity are offering essential global leadership.
j'ai réfléchi aux opportunités
And I have been reflecting on the opportunities
et de l'organisation
that
internationale
members of the Commonwealth and the International Organization of International Francophonie share.
de
I
collaboration.
hope that they will very much, that there might be avenues for future collaboration,
La
for example,
coopération en
to
matière
find
de
a way to
durable.
strengthen cooperation around sustainable development.
Our two governments are working in partnership to address so many global challenges. And yet, as ever, it is our people who are the true driving force of our relationship. Our friendship and warm familiarity are fortified by each new connection between us. It is renewed by each newfound joy in the culture of the other, and each reminder of how much we share. Millions of us visit each other's countries every year, a joy that we are now rediscovering after the disruption wrought by the pandemic. Tens of thousands of British rugby fans are currently following their national team around France, enjoying the fantastic spectacle of the Rugby World Cup. My son and daughter-in-law among them. Even when our national teams are drawn up on opposite ends of the pitch, they do so with mutual admiration and a shared commitment to the rules of the game, on which I will say only pas de coup bas et que le meilleur gagne. And of course, hundreds of thousands of our fellow citizens have chosen to live their lives permanently in each other's countries. This vibrant exchange between our people makes us immeasurably stronger, happier and more prosperous. Nos artistes continuent de s'inspirer les uns des autres.
Our artists continue to draw inspiration from one another, as they always have, blending old, new, and creating work that is fresh, complex, and enriching. From Claude Monet's unforgettable pictures of London, and of the fog in London, which so fascinated French visitors,
David Hockney,
to David Hockney's most recent iPad depictions of the changing landscapes of Normandy,
Paul Smith,
or the invigorating collaboration between British designer Paul Smith and the Picasso Museum in Paris. There is a universality in our shared artistic traditions. Indeed, right now, my darling wife is celebrating this artistic collaboration by launching the inaugural UK-France Literary Prize, recognising exceptional contemporary fiction published in French and English at the extraordinary Bibliothèque Nationale de France.
My wife and I will visit Bordeaux, the first city to be twinned with a British city, Bristol, in 1947. This shared link is just one of a countless number of connections between our towns and cities, our communities, our businesses, and our educational establishments. It is our people, through all that they do together, who are writing each new chapter of our history, so that a more secure, more prosperous world might be the inheritance of the next generation. Our young people must, therefore, be at the heart of our shared endeavors. Ce matin, je me réjouis donc de rejoindre des jeunes.
So this morning, I look forward to joining young people in the 19th arrondissement of Paris and in Saint-Denis, who are being supported into work through community initiatives. By supporting our young people, we invest in our future, an investment that will be repaid countless times over.
Monsieur le Président, Madame la
Mr. President,
Mesdames
Madam
les
President,
sénatrices et Messieurs les
Senators and Lady Senators, Deputies and Lady Deputies,
près de 120 ans, mon arrière
nearly 120
From SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup, anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and The Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make the doubt they fade. Jesus, and that's what makes you great.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Thursday edition of the morning show. And today is the 21st day of September, the year 2023, with the time now 10:45 from the House of London. You will never change. If it is your first time of tuning in to listen to us, where have you been? To the end. But whatever and wherever you are, let me welcome you home to the Starr Radio UK morning show. This program comes your way every weekday from 10 o'clock. Bring you all the news from other parts of the world, and 10:30 we start with the home in-house program as well. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Well, let me say good morning to my team this morning, Mr. Olayomi, Koiki, Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, good morning. My brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, good morning to you. Kojo, good morning. Anthony Dedeji, good morning. Olakunle, good morning. Aziz, good morning to you.
All of you
May I take this opportunity to also say good morning to Rachel. Pastor Momo, good morning. Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, good morning to you all. And to all presenters on Star Radio UK, I salute each and every one of you. Let me put it this way, all protocol observed. And welcome to the program once again. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Moving on, I'm going to be bringing you the quote for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. It's known as Global Trotting. The program continues from then until 11 o'clock when Ms. Olayomi Koiki comes in to bring you updates from Nigeria. Well, yesterday there was the wonderful program that is the Niger Voices that comes to every Wednesday from 18 hours UK time. So, well, there'll be a sneak view of what was discussed on that program yesterday. It's quite an interesting one there because I was monitoring it like no man's business. So, if you want to know more, stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Also, after that, exactly at 12 o'clock, my apologies, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions, and then we'll continue from then to look at some of the other stories making the rounds across the globe. At 12:30, the cases are brought down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to be happening. So wherever you are, stay glued to your tests, don't touch the dial. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. That's what makes you great. The quote for the day says what? It says, worrying is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy but brings you nowhere. I remember there is that song back in the day when we had all the gospel tunes coming from Nigeria. Why worry when you can pray? Trust in Jesus. Da 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 da. You remember that? Well, so that's how worry is like. So just trust in the Lord and commit your ways to Him, and He will direct your path. Let me leave it there. Let me hear a big amen for that. Amen. All right then. Now let's move on straight to some of the weather stories for you. On the weather front this morning for London and the southeast of England, we're going to be seeing a patchy cloud developing this afternoon with scattered showers developing. Some will be heavy and thundery. Now this evening we'll start with variable cloud, clear spells and a few showers, gradually turning drier overnight with the skies turning clear towards dawn. Actually, the temperature is going to be 18 degrees, otherwise it's going to be 10 degrees. Pollution is going to be low, UV level is going to be moderate, sunset 19:02 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:44 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. So coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So let's move on straight to the travel updates as well. So on your travel this morning, those of you using the major roads in London, 823, 8316, 84, 840, if you can avoid them because they've got serious delays. That aside, all the others are running a very good service there. And then moving on straight to the underground this morning. The district line has got part suspension, Elizabeth line severe and minor delays, Jubilee line minor delays there, Metropolitan part suspension and severe delays. If you can avoid them, do so. London Overground has got part suspension as well. That aside, all the other underground lines, good service, DLR and London Trambling, good service there. And that takes us straight to the river bus, where I can tell you assuredly good service throughout on the London cable car, good service there as well. Keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads as we keep it navigated, I promise our boy. This takes us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. So on the National Rail this morning, Cheltenham Railways has got minor delays, cross-country, Hull trains, cross-country has got minor delays, and then we have First Hull trains, Grand Central, Great Northern, Great Western Railway, London North Eastern Railway, and Lumo trains all having severe delays. Also, Southwestern has got minor delays and Southern minor delays there. In London, Thameslink, severe delays. That's where we bring the travel update to a close for today. Wherever you are, let me say it this way. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your comments for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads. You got it.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 8 minutes past the top of the hour. Okay, whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to bring in all the necessary stories or the stories that we're going to be looking from Nigeria. Well, these are some of the other stories making the round. Buhari regretted some decisions he took while in office. Adesina is saying, well, that would be quite an interesting one. We'll be telling you more about that. The former president regretted some decision that he took while in office. Which are them? Which are those? So let me put it that way. Abba Yusuf speaks on tribunal ruling removing him as Kano governor, reveals next plan, and then apply from home. CBN unveils new website to apply for microfinance bank licenses. Then Army has strategies to end security challenges. That is quite an interesting one, and we are really interested in knowing what the Army have got up their sleeves. Independence Day anniversary will be low key. That's what the federal government is saying. When is the Independence Day of Nigeria? I'll be telling you more about that, those who don't know. And then CCECC promises delivery of Abuja Light Rail in 8 months. And a court gets additional 9 justices. Appeals court gets additional 9 justices. The Chief Justice of Nigeria warns against graft. Then Africa can tackle poverty with AI. Umar Dambata is saying. Now, when it comes to our what do you call it, electricity or even internet services, you look at all that and you say, look at what we are talking about. To use AI to, tackle poverty, interesting. Well, maybe some of the farms will be having machines doing the job, and then we can come out of using that same old ways of tilling the land. Okay, a lot more going to be coming your way from there, but this is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. When it comes to other stories in Sudan, UN calls for more humanitarian aid, according to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, they need more aid for them. And then Kagame looks to help refugees, that is in the UN as well. Congolese journalist calls for release of colleagues Stanis Bojakera. There's some stories making the round. Nigerian president says there should be equal partnership with Africa, but do you think that the world, as I was calling them this morning behind the scenes, well, imperialists, they're going to allow you to do so. Well, what we see when it comes to the coup d'etat in Niger, what we see France doing, what we see the Western world doing, they said, I know you have to put that person, because that person is playing ball with them, right? And they are scared of the fact that somebody will come and will not play ball with them. What do we say about Venezuela? Okay, well, I'm not deciding, I'm just saying it as it is. If he can go to court if it feels frustrated by Parliament regarding CI, and the Apia Kubi is also saying, there are some of the stories making the rounds in Ghana today. It is the Founders Day, celebrating the the life of the first president of Ghana, in the person of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Now, what do you think about his legacy? What legacy did he leave? And has there been any of the presidents in the 21st century, or the 20th to the 21st century, who do you think, or even on the African continent, give it a chance, or might have done what Nkrumah, or the vision that he had? I want to know more about that. What do you think? Okay, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in Ghana. Let's give NDC a showdown in 2024. Jinapor to Tescon. Well, interesting. Now, they think that they are doing their best. Is it because they think that they got the money to support whatever they are doing? That's why they are saying so? Let me tell you more about all that. We will hit net zero, says Prime Minister after advisor criticizes wishful thinking. The Prime Minister insists it's not ignoring advice from the independent committee that advises the government on hitting targets. But what do you think there? In other stories, Poland stops supplying weapons to Ukraine. That's what the Prime Minister has said. Mateusz Morawiecki remarks come as tensions escalate over Ukraine's grain export. Okay, and India suspends visas for Canadians as row escalates. Now, relations have plummeted since Canada's Prime Minister linked India to killing of Sikh separatists. All right, then, more coming your way. In Azerbaijan hails surrender of Karabakh Armenians. And then Venezuela sends 11,000 troops to retake prison with pool, nightclub, and mini zoo as well. What? This is a prison, a nice prison. Well, you got swimming pool, you got a nightclub in the prison, and a mini zoo there. What more do you want? You've broken the law and you are enjoying that, and you say that you don't like it. South Korea raids U.S. military bases in drug probe. That's a big one there. I'll be telling you more about all that in a moment. Prime Minister gambles as he walks towards blizzard of criticism that is pertaining to Rishi Sunak and his it's not a U-turn per se. He said, well, we'll hit net zero by the 2050, and then, I mean, looking at it, instead of new petrol and diesel cars being churned out by okay, not, I mean, none of them, the new ones coming out by the 2030. Well, he says that let's extend it to 2035 because it's not everybody who can afford to buy a new electric car, and we don't have all the amenities or the necessary logistics to be able to run all those things. But let's see what's happening. The former soldier Daniel Khalif pleads not guilty to escaping from Wandsworth prison. He didn't escape. He hid behind underneath a truck. So that's what he's saying. But you want to know more? Let your dials be logged on Star Radio. Close call expected on interest rate decision. Interest rates were widely expected to rise to 5.5, but half of investors now think they may not change. And let's see what is happening there. Are we going to see that? Wow. It's all coming away from Star Radio UK. And foreign students accepted in university in UK. Why? Applications also fell after demand grew in the pandemic, and the acceptance rate remains about 85%. It's all coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's now go take a break, and once we come back, we continue with the show. We'll be having Miss Olayomi Koiki joining in, but we're going to be taking a quick social, and then we'll continue from there. Stay tuned.
When peace like a river, how tender my way, like a river, how tender my way.
The church, the Christian community, the family, friends, and loved ones, and our sympathizers of the late Apostle Mark Nyako and Mrs. Victoria Nyako wishes to invite all friends and sympathizers to a 1-week observation on the 6th of October, Friday the 6th of October 2023, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Numa Christian Center at 87 Beddington Lane, Croydon, CR04TD. There is free parking in the premises, and also if you are coming by bus, you can use buses 466, 463. By tram, the nearest stop is the Beddington Lane. For more information, please contact Evelyn on 075 5463 8421 or Kojo on 073 7592 6737. You can also contact Sheila on 079 83 58 1818. Thank you and see you all there.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. With a time now 3 minutes past the top of the hour, whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in to bring you the updates from Nigeria, enjoy this tune and I'll be with you. From Pastor Theodora Boachi and Son, and it says everlasting to everlasting.
This is Starr Radio UK.
phone.
We call you Emmanuel. Emmanuel. You are the first. You are the first. The Alpha and Omega. And the last. Swear we bow down and worship you. And we lift you high. And lift you reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Okay, welcome back to Star Radio UK, the morning show. It's now gone 8 minutes past the top of the hour, and you know, at this juncture, I will have with me the one and only Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Well, we're getting him ready to be on this morning. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. Okay. Well, the former president actually is saying that he's regretted some things, some decisions that he made during his tenure. He said he could have done better. It's quite an interesting one. Adeshina, what is his name? What's the full name of this man? Femi Adeshina has disclosed that statement, but we'll be coming to that. But let me go to my colleague and co-presenter Mr. Olayomi Koiki first in our Love London studios, and let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it's a good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners from around the world, and welcome once again to the morning show on the Star Radio UK network as we, embark again on the Thursday, edition of the program. And I say good morning to Archie, and also good morning to Frank, and good morning to our other co-presenters as we get on again for the beautiful day ahead.
Yes. How are you doing, and how is the family?
Well, I'm doing very well. As you always ask, the most important thing is all about family. And then, I think everybody wants the best for the family. Ike wanted the best for the family, but it seems that, probably maybe he went overdrive, or probably he didn't go to the right channel. As long as we do the right things, the family will be good. And as long as we avoid to do the wrong thing, then we can also put the proper message to the families as well, especially, with the younger ones in this country, that we want to make sure that, they are going on the right direction, so that we do not end up seeing, issues where, some of our young ones are falling into being trapped, especially as a case that I'm going to be talking about yet in the diaspora, where a young Nigerian, 26, has been jailed for 8 years for getting involved in drugs.
Wow, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. But before we go on to all the necessary stories, let me say morning to Anthony Adedeji. Yes, we love you to bits, my brother. Yes, but yesterday night, it was another edition of the Niger Voices, and Yomi is going to be telling you more, just a bit, a sneak view, just a teaser, so that next week you will not miss out on that program. Yomi, over to you.
Yesterday was a very fantastic day because we were able to look into what the president said during his engagement. He has said much as well. We're going to be telling you much of what he has said, especially as the president continued to work with Nigerians in diaspora in New York. So the focus was to allow Nigerians and the indigenous people to listen to the president's speech that lasted for 19 minutes, 23 seconds. And part of what was discussed focused around the expectation, the first outing of the president. He talked about the global institution, job creation. The president talked about we must create enough jobs for many Nigerians at home. He went further to talk about the economy our people desire. What kind of economy do we want as Nigerians, as Africans? Again, the question is how much of the world is ready to work with Nigeria? He talked about democratic governance. I'm going to be telling you what Femi Adesina, like you talked about, the regret of the former president Muhammadu Buhari. So the question is, how come they regret after they've served Nigerians for 8 years? We hope that this same president will not be coming out with some of his spokesperson telling us the regret when they have the time to turn things around. He also talked about the demand for solution. What kind of solution are we looking for? All these were packed up on the Niger Voices yesterday. He talked about the Sahel, as many Nigerians are now traveling out of Nigeria to have a better life. The question is telling Nigerians to return back home. This is going to be part of the discussion this morning. The question is how many Nigerians are ready to return back to Nigeria at this particular time is the question again that we're going to be looking into. It talked about there are some criminals within the local that are working with the foreign entities. How do we stop these foreign criminals from working with the locals? He also talked about the negotiating with the military junta, and he's also sending out friends of He's also sending out hands of friendship. But the most part of the one that I think most of the campaigners of the right to self-determination, the indigenous people, will be, the will of the people must be respected. The question is, will this present administration respect the will of the people? Because we saw that after the former president Muhammadu Buhari left office, we now realize that he was also sponsoring the Ebube that was destroying, part of the southeast, and already there's a lot of atrocity going on in Imo State where businesses were burnt down, and that is coming from the military, doing the same thing that Buhari was doing while he's in government. So many questions, and all these were answered at that program yesterday. If you've missed it, you might want to go back and watch that again. Now, let's come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Well, listeners, so that is for your information. If you missed out on the Niger Voices, just go to the Starr Radio UK website, or the Facebook, or the YouTube, or Twitter, or X. Yeah, Twitter is now X. Yeah, just go there and just go rate, listen, or watch it. Adesanyo, good morning to you. It says good morning, Starr Radio crew. We say good morning to you as well. We hope that you are doing very, very well. But thank God Nigeria has not happened to you there as well. All right, listeners, with Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios, I'm actually here in the South, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, first of all, let's come to the statement that the former president has made. Let me bring you just a bit of it before. He said the former special advisor on media and publicity to President Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina, has confessed that the ex-president expressed regrets on some of the decisions he took while in office. Now, Adesina made that session while speaking at a program tagged Media Dialogue with Femi Adesina. Now, Yomi is going to be telling us more about that. Before we left office, I sat with him, that is Buhari, for about 2 hours, and I asked him every question under the sun. There was no question I didn't ask. There were things he felt could have been done better, Adesina said. But it falls short of maybe naming them. Maybe Yomi has got a sneak view of whatever was discussed in the background. But we say it here, or it's said, that hindsight is quite an interesting one. So maybe you were making a move, you weren't very sure how the impact of it all is going to be, but he says that he regretted some. Nigeria, it says that Nigeria is the most criminal state in the world. Hashtag Yoruba Nation. Now, thank you very much. Let your comments come through. Yomi.
Well, it seems as usual when the government leaves, those that work with that government, in different parts will want to say something. And what we can now confirm is that yes, Additional was having this program actually yesterday in southwest of Nigeria, Osogbo, when it was brought in by Veteran Association of Journalists in Osun State, and the tag was media dialogue with Femi Adesina. I mean, everybody would love to have him. We would love to have him as well on our program to come and tell us what questions that are burning many Nigerians. But it seems that those questions he was able to ask the former president in a 2-hour chat. He did not reveal everything that was discussed, but he said that during that interview, they talked about the redesign of the money that actually stopped kidnapping. He also talked about how he could not have enough to fill his gas. The gas was about 40,000 naira. He had 20,000 naira with him. Even though as a special advisor to the president, he doesn't have naira. So he was actually impacted as well with the naira redesign. He also said that the president, talked about certain things that he would have done differently, but those things were not revealed from Additional. He also went on further to say that we lost 8 governors that were trying to get into the Senate seat. That has never happened. He actually said that the redesign of the naira was the reason for that. So that literally means that most of those that wanted to get into the Senate position could not do so because there was not enough naira to distribute to Nigerians, as they normally do every 4 years and bribe Nigerians. Then he said Buhari served the country diligently. Nothing that inadequacies in the way it governed could not be entirely blamed on him. So that again, the former president is literally not saying that he hasn't done well, but please do not blame everything on me. The question is, who do we blame? The issues that was enraging in Nigeria when Buhari came in. The dollar was just when you look at the dollar and the naira, it was just equivalent to 250 naira to the dollar. But today we're talking about 1,000 naira to the dollar, which is again has collapsed the economy and other areas as well. But Adesina even went there to say that somebody was kidnapped during the redesign of the naira policy of Emefiele and his government, and that literally allowed the kidnapper to set free somebody by just giving them 3 slaps because nobody was going to bring any money. Well, I'm not sure whether that was true or false, but what we can say is that we saw that evidence that during the naira redesign, kidnappers were also asking for the new redesigned naira as against the old one as well. He talked about the 9 serving governors couldn't go to the Senate, that they contested, but they lost. Have you ever seen a governor contest an election and not win? But because there was no money to spread around, they couldn't win. All this was discussed, but the question he never tell us was, he never told us was where Igboho was attacked. What was the reason behind that? What was the reason why the El Zaki movement, was a lot of them were killed? He lost his children, and the most important as well, while the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu, maybe all these were discussed. He's still putting them under the wrap for his own biography later on.
Well, is he or is he not? Because interestingly, he is making the case that Buhari says that he did well, but the question is, he said there are things that we cannot blame him for. But the buck stops with him. That's why he was voted into power. And one of the things that he said that, pertaining to the Naira redesigning, where he said that it's nine governors lost their seats because of that. And you look at that and you see that blatantly saying that we go about our campaign bribing people to vote for us, and we didn't have the money to bribe the people, and therefore, so you ask yourself, are they really there to serve us? Yomi.
Well, let's go back to what the former president Obasanjo said last week. Buhari spent recklessly, lack understanding of economy. Remember that, it's all about the economy. I've told you that, we expected, when Buhari said that the dollar and Naira would be 1-to-1, but we didn't realize that it was actually not going to be what he said. He also mentioned something that, the former president, through Garba Shehu, told us that the reason why the first subsidy was not implemented was because they are a little bit worried and concerned that Tinubu might lost that election if that policy came on board. But today, it seems that that policy is the same thing that Tinubu is telling the United Nations, and as he was at the stock exchange yesterday in America. But Tinubu is also advising many Nigerians that there is so much opportunity and it is time for you all to come back home. I once lived in the United States. Opportunities are born, but return home. Tinubu is telling Nigerians at the diaspora engagement in New York yesterday. Whether those that are campaigning for the APC all over the world are ready to return, or they are probably still waiting to see whether this economy will go in the right direction. I'm not sure anyone wants to leave their good jobs or the good opportunity that they have outside Nigeria when there are so many millions of Nigerians that wants to japa.
Interesting, because I'm looking at the insecurity issue there. You're going to go out, you're not sure whether you're going to be coming home peacefully, or whether you be kidnapped or not. And we have Femi Adesina saying, oh, you know what, the redesigning of the Naira impacted kidnapping, so negatively. So there were no kidnapping. You're talking about somebody being given 3 slaps. Look, you listen to such things and you ask yourself, what planet are they actually living on? And the president...
Well, he also said he doesn't have enough up to 40,000 naira. You wonder that... I know most of that is a complete blunt lies, because many politicians in Nigeria and those that are also not politicians move with a lot of money stuck in their house.
Yeah.
So for Femi Adesina to say that he wanted to fill up his gas while they were cooking, the gas finished and he didn't have 40,000 naira.
Really?
So gas as a special aid to the president.
Really?
I will leave that for Nigerians to decide whether that is a fact or fiction.
Well, as we have said. But again, the president calling on Nigerians to come home. I'm asking, have they created a conducive environment for people to come back home? Okay? We are here. Myself and Yomi, we would love to go to Nigeria. We would love to go and invest there. But are the environment conducive for us to take our money and take our family, or even leave the family here, say that we are going, and then 3 years time, once everything is settled, then we can let them all come? Are the environment conducive for that at all? Yomi, would you do so?
It's easier said than done. I remember Buhari said this as much of these. I was able to see the former president in the UK when he was making his campaign. But this time around, he's no longer a campaign. Bola Tinubu is the current president. And United States, yesterday at New York, President Bola Tinubu has now encouraged Nigerians in the US to rise above failure by changing their mindset for success in all their endeavors. He also went further to say that, he gave the advice at the town hall meeting with Nigerians in diaspora on Wednesday. I want to give you a measure that will resonate with you. I was once a diaspora, which is still being challenged, because we know that being a diaspora as a study in America, his certificate is still being challenged by Atiku as we speak right now. And I think that the result is meant to come out today, but I think that might be on Monday next week. I want to give you a measure that will resonate with you. I was once a diaspora. What you have been through, I have been through it. A change of mindset is necessary. Take it this night that Nigeria is home for business opportunities, stated the president. Nobody is arguing that Nigeria is not a good place for business, but the question is, what kind of policy is this government going to put in place what kind of measures, security, what kind of conducive environment that would change the mindset of those at home, because we've realized that many of those Nigerians at home as well now have a different mindset. So maybe Mr. Tinubu stated that also anywhere you stay, there's always going to be an opportunity in, and everything you do, there's always going to be opportunity if you know how to search and put your mind into it. Well, Mr. Olabi Genga had his mind in Nigeria, had a greater opportunity by setting up a quick business that would have supported the community. Guess what? He was killed returning from Maryland in Oshogo after paying a whooping 13 million naira. His body was returned to Maryland. So I'm not sure whether the family listening to the president in America, or maybe the president would have requested to see such family. Let's take you back to 2018. A mother, a daughter, and a father returned to Nigeria probably for holiday, I don't know. But what we can confirm is for 6 days they were kidnapped in 2018. A whooping sum of 5 million to 8 million was paid after the mother sacrificed herself from allowing the daughter and the husband to be raped. She decided to leave herself as a lamb for the terrorists to rape her. After 6 days, money was paid. They returned back to US today. The question is, yes, the opportunity is there. We have the population, but is the right policy in place, as the president is advising many Nigerians to return back home? And that would probably mean that those that are planning to travel to remain in Nigeria.
Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11:26. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki. I know we have a few other stories coming your way. The army has strategies to end security challenges. That's what the COAS is saying. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, yesterday reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Army in tackling the security challenges currently facing the country. He, however, sought symbiotic relationships between the military and the media to enhance internal security operations in the country. The COS said that during the Nigerian Army Civil Military Corporation quarterly media chat held at the officers' mess Agodi in Ibadan. Now, it is quite interesting. I love people who come making lots of promises, and I know those who do so are the politicians. So for me to have the COAS himself sitting there and making all these statements, I'm thinking that he needs to get on the job. But somebody will say that, well, he needs to let people know what they are up to. But Yomi, with the statement, has it actually reassured? Is it a reassuring message to Nigerians as a whole?
Well, when you have the new sheriff in town, they're planning to do things in different ways. I think, action will speak louder than words is what a lot of us will expect. As much as all these rhetorics are very good, presentation on the paper, many Nigerians want to see that they can travel from point A to B without being kidnapped. Many Nigerians want to see crime to be solved as quickly as possible. Many Nigerians want to see their state, free from terrorism, as many have been terrorized on a daily basis. Even within, the community, there are people that are also known to be working with the politicians that could also terrorize you as well. The question is, the new Chief of Army Staff has a lot of work to do as against the previous ones, Buratai and the ones that were there that couldn't perform to the task ahead. But again, the President Bola Tinubu believes in his new security architect to bring the unity, because the president also talked about profiling. We should stop profiling each other, that we are one family member, and this again would determine whether, if those in the southeast are all profiled as Biafrans and businesses are burnt down, just as we saw villages being destroyed and genocide is taking place. The question is, what difference is this military architect is going to do that will not make Nigerians think that it's all about the profiling? Because the president said again, Igbos, Yorubas, and other tribes, one family. Nigerians should stop ethnic profiling.
Okay, Nigerians should stop ethnic profiling, but what are the authorities doing? They should start it and then everybody will follow in. But when people are being marginalized, when somebody who is standing up for his people because of marginalization, his house is raided in the night and eventually they want to kill the person and the person has to flee for his life, then you ask yourself, when do we say we are all one? Is it when the leadership want to get everybody on board? But maybe the new sheriff in town might do something different from what the others have done. Listeners, it's Star Radio UK. Let us know your take on all.
Somebody wants to remind the president, from one of the quotes of the late Chairman Obafemi Awolowo, Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. They are not Nigerians in the same sense as they are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigeria is a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria and those who do not.
Well, somebody will say a geographical area put together for their own interest. But listeners, it's Star Radio UK, 11:31. I'll go back to Yomi for the rest of the stories making the rounds. Over to you, sir.
Well, it seems that the APC might be rejoicing quickly in Kano State as the Election Petition Tribunal has come out and say that the current governor must now come out and return the certificate to the APC tribunal. And the APC chairman Ganduje says Tinubu is letting the judiciary flourish and is now urging peace in Kano. As yesterday the news was filtered out, we assure businesses community that our new government, if we come in under our able Dr. Yusuf Gawuna, businesses will flourish in Kano. Remember that the Kano State is a state that has been in the news after the Ganduje lost the governorship to his own party, to NMPP. But it seems now that if things are going to turn around, all the damage that the governor that came in have done, what is going to happen? Remember, even the roundabout that had like a cross sign was destroyed. According to the APC chairman Abdullahi Ganduje, has urged the residents of Kano State to remain peaceful, assuring that their businesses will flourish, crediting President Bola Tinubu with creating an enabling environment for the judiciary to flourish. So that is coming from the headline as we again go back again. Dapo Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State, to open a special court to try Ogun cultists. Like I said on Saturday, Sunday, it was a bloody day in Shagamu as 25 innocent youths were murdered, and that has got to do, with cultism. So it seems that the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, is now saying that we would have to establish a court that will focus on the cult-related cases. Abiodun spoke after a joint security meeting that was held in the state at the governor's office in Abeokuta yesterday. He said the Ogun State government would also set up a joint anti-cultism security task force comprising all the major security outfits with the mandate to rid the state of the menace of cultism. The governor said that the state was also proposing an amnesty program for cultists who might wish to renounce their cultism and surrender their weapons. The question is, what is actually pushing the secondary school children into cultism? We know this used to be within the university and polytechnic, but it seems that 3 innocent secondary school children were murdered on Saturday at Shagamu. Again, death due to road crashes in Nigeria is down by 15.5% according to the FRSC. Once again, people can't afford to travel as before because of the high cost of petrol and bad roads. So fewer travelers, less accident. This is coming from the comment from one of the those that actually responded to that particular article. We are making progress, except that FRSC is lying to us. But I believe them is also the responder as well. Let's take 1 or 2, 3 more, and then we're going to go straight into what is happening on social media. Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Atiku's election petition outweighed Bola Tinubu's privacy right because of the Nigerian president submit unclear certificate to INEC. This is actually coming from the U.S. judge. Judge Jeffrey Gilbert of the United States District Court of the Northern District of Illinois on Tuesday said President Bola Tinubu weakened his education privacy right when he submitted a contentious certificate to run for office in 2022. The judge said that they need to confirm the genuineness or otherwise of the certificate that Mr. Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Nigerian opposition leader Atiku Abubakar has sought to obtain Mr. Tinubu's academic record following inconsistencies that characterized the submission Mr. Tinubu certified under oath to Nigerian Electoral Office. So like I said, we're expecting that to have happened today, but between the two parties, they've agreed that by Monday, that certificate needs to be coming into the public domain. So we would then be able to confirm so many things that many have confirmed. Either Tinubu was attending that Chicago University as a male or female, or it was just that some kind of discrepancy, Oluwole certificate, like we will call it, has been done. But again, we will have to wait on Monday to be able to confirm that. Again, the Kano current governor have rejected the tribunal judgment, sacking him, and he has actually promised to appeal such as well. Humans have opened gates to hell, says the United Nations General Secretary. Well, as many Nigerians believe that Nigeria itself is hellfire because of so many things that is happening there. Maybe that is where the United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres have picked that up. Let's look at that as we say. Mr. Guterres said this on Wednesday. Let's go back again to that. United Nations General Secretary General Antonio Guterres says humanity has opened the gate to hell with extreme weather having horrendous effect on the global population. He actually said this on Wednesday as the broad global coalition of movers and doers, politicians, businesses, and civil society have gathered at the New York for the first ever Climate Ambition Summit. The summit will be held later on today. We know that President Bola Tinubu will also be attending the meeting. In his address on the sideline of the UN General Assembly to politicians, businesses, activists, and civil society leaders, the UN chief issued a stark warning about the clear consequences of inaction, especially with the extreme weather. We saw what happened in Libya. We saw the same, catastrophe that took place in Turkey around February. We saw the same happening in Morocco. The President Bola Tinubu also talked about climate. Africans will have to fight with climate change in our own terms and conditions. As we then move straight to the social media this morning, once again, many Nigerians that are also living here in the United Kingdom, as they always say, crime must be avoided at any interval as well. A 26-year-old Nigerian drug dealer identified as Olusegun Babalola has now been sentenced to 8 years imprisonment in the United Kingdom for hiding a stash worth more than £7,000 in a box of tissue. Again, as we say, many diaspora are doing very well. Many are not involved in such crime, but when crimes happen and it's coming from a particular country, that definitely might have negative impact on every citizens of that country. Remember, Hush Puppy was also picked up in Dubai after lavishing and spending so much money, only for us to find out that those were not his own wealth. These are wealth from those that have worked very hard while he was just spending those wealth. And many Nigerians wanted to have such kind of wealth without knowing where the wealth is coming from. So again, as we always say, there are so many diaspora that are working day and night, but yet the few that are also committing crime will have a bad negative on the others as well. This is coming from Omoyele Sowore as he's responding to, again, jungle justice. Jungle justice is not something that we should condone. We should, we're not saying that crime is something that you have to go into, but whatever crime it is, you must allow the authority to take over. This is 80s era, the barbaric phenomenon of lynching innocent persons has returned to Nigeria. It started from Calabar about a month ago. It has now moved to Lokoja in Kogi State. The trick is accuse someone of stealing another person's manhood and impossibility. I don't know whether you heard that happening in Ghana, Mr. Archie, where manhood get missing and then immediately people can be lynched and immediately you can be set on fire.
Yeah, it was. There's somebody who just touch you and they just pass and said, my manhood is missing, and then they'll just gang on the person, beat the person and lynch the person. Yeah. it was happening. Yeah.
And this is the reason why this is leading to this barbarism must be stopped. Now security agencies and a conscious public must rise to the occasion immediately. So another person has been burned to death. Again, the issue between Mohbad is still going on. There's a lot of videos that are surfacing. This particular video trending of Mohbad and Naira Marley in 2021. It has some kind of, I don't know what is wrapped in the in that particular starch there. Also, there's I don't know whether it's a real gun or it's just a toy gun, but there's two guns on the table there, and this video is already trending as well. As his body has now been exhumed from the information that we are hearing on the ground, we will then have to wait for further investigation to the outcome of what actually led to the death of this young man in Nigeria. Again, images are just coming to me right now. President Bola Tinubu has now visited the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in his office as he's signing the book right there. So, and again, right, we still continue. The rally still goes on yesterday. I can see as many were rallying yesterday. But again, that is the images right there with the president and the Anthony Guterres. So we'll probably wait to see what is going to be the outcome. There was a story that came up to us from Shagamu. A Chinese worker impregnated a young woman and decided that the only thing to ask for is to sell the baby to him so that he can take the baby back to China. And the question is, how do we get to a situation like that? And we hope the authority will be looking into that. What is actually trending? David Odoye is an investigative journalist. A lot of Nigerians disagree with his view, but it seems currently he's getting asylum, which has been established already from Ghana. But yesterday, he has actually released a particular video now stating that because of the work he does, not only that the Nigerian authority are trying to, lean on the Ghanaian authority that have given him these, freedom to be able to move with a refugee passport to now try to bring him back to Nigeria. This is what he said. It's a long one, but we're just going to play a little bit from that.
I am constrained to send out this public appeal to the Ghanaian government, to Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, the Ghanaian Minister of the Interior, Honorable Ambrose Derry, and to the Chair of Ghana Refugee Board, Prof. Kenneth Atafua. I fled Nigeria in 2020, and I applied for asylum in Ghana early 2021. In May 2022, I was granted refugee status in Ghana. Consequently, I was also issued a Ghanaian refugee travel document, a refugee passport, which I have subsequently used extensively to travel across Africa and around the world. Now, last month, when there was the ongoing back and forth between those who wanted to go to war within the ECOWAS bloc, those who wanted to go to war with the coup regime in Niger, those who didn't, something happened. The Nigerian president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, made a move to deploy Nigerian special forces illegally into Nigerian territory to enforce a no-fly zone, which is a euphemism for essentially staging a military attack.
So, in the nutshell, to summarize, what he's actually saying is that just like we've seen different journalists around the world, we know that Julian Assange is still currently, here in UK, as the US government is trying to extradite him back to US. All legal means are being put through. We've seen journalists being killed. Jamal Khashoggi was killed at the Saudi Arabian embassy in 2018. We've seen, journalists have been killed in Nigeria with a letter bomb in the 80s, Deligua, for exposing, a particular government in place, which was, the then military Babangida. We've seen that the Yati critics of the Kaduna former governor Rufai have been missing for the last 3 years. The question is, the role of journalism is a big role, but sometimes it has a lot of threats to lives as well. He's not the only one that played in 2020. DJ Switch has already left the country as well because he was a target. But the question is, how do we protect journalists from balancing the work they do as against certain countries that might not want the kind of views from those kind of journalists? Star Radio UK, I'll come back to get you in the studio. But he actually says that Ghana has been a very good track record in terms of, keeping people of this kind of situation, just as, Igbo was given that kind of, leverage in Benin Republic that after the former president, which I'm not sure why Kwame Adesina hasn't tell us what happened between that time Igbo was attacked. Maybe that will come up in his book. But again, the work journalist does day and night can be very, very difficult.
Well, we know that. We know that, and therefore that's why we say that some of us is good to be here, and even somebody, so we can say whatever we want to say because you are there. You say one, they'll just hold your mouth if you don't get lost. But we hope that the Ghanaian authorities are keeping him safe there. Yeah. Under the UN, this agreement, he's a refugee and he needs to be protected there, and therefore we hope that is done. But listen, let's start ready, okay? Now, there was one area that I wanted us to look at. That's the cultism in Nigeria. Now, talking about secondary schools, and it's quite worrying because you are believing that your child that you are paying fees for to go to secondary school is there to go and study, not people coming in to actually brainwash them and get them into occultism. How bad?
And
initiate them. How bad is the situation?
Well, the situation has literally gone worse. Not as bad. It's gone worse. I left secondary school in 1995, and I'm not sure, there was any sort of occultism within, the secondary school as at the time. Yes, we have, people that you probably say they are bad boys, bad girls, right there and there in every school. There, we have them. When you go on the public buses in UK, sometimes the behaviors of some of those children can be very, very. But again, some of them eventually come out of it. But when it comes to cultism, you are actually initiating somebody to become what they don't want to be. And the whole reason for this cultism again, could it be poverty in Nigeria? Could it be that many of them wants to become, the star boy, the shining boys out there, in music? Could they just want to be a tough individual? We know that cultism happens within the university, and the question, Mr. Archie, some of those cultism are now not just only in Nigeria, they are now bringing it out of Nigeria. We've seen situation in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, even here in the UK, we've had issues of people talking about, groups of Aye, Black Acts and all that, and everyone knows them. But sometimes the question is, can they operate fully like here in UK as against Nigeria? That the government is now saying that we might have to set up, a court, and again asking for them to be able to come out because there's amnesty. Remember that amnesty was given to those during the Yaradua, those that were, destroying the pipeline. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong in amnesty, but the question is, what is really behind the cultism? Is it because of the lack of well-being and welfare? As we know that many Nigerians are struggling to have 3 square meals. Again, children at secondary school, 3 of them were killed on Saturday. Like I said, these images were just too gruesome for us to show, but we pray for the families, and we hope the state and the federal will get their hands on this as quickly as possible.
Well, listen, it's a sad one there, to the families, condolences. But, when it comes to spiritual things, it's difficult for you to say, I've set a court up. Now, how do you know? Because if I don't come to display, or maybe if you say that there's a hairstyle, a special hairstyle that if you are in this group, you have to have it.
If you remember that in UK, at some point, if you put on certain trainers, if you get to another London borough, they can easily know that you are not from that borough. So it's all about a coded words, coded messages, outfit, and that was the kind of I find it very difficult to understand that you put on a particular trainers,
that means you are coming from this
to another borough.
Wow.
And you could easily be identified as a threat in that borough.
Wow.
For those of us that are probably not even into these trainers, but again, yes, this was happening in UK. Where your particular trainers, if you put it on, you cannot get into a particular borough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see. Parents, we have to pray. This one needs prayers, you know.
And that's why Anthony Guterres says that it seems that the gate of hellfire has been opened on the earth.
Yeah. Wow, listeners. Starr Radio UK, Mr. Olayomi Koiki in North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios. It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Yomi has got any other thing there for us, Yomi?
Well, we just say to all our listeners and those that have joined us on the sister broadcast, thank you so much once again. We'll be back again tomorrow, but Archie will take you to the rest of the program. And like I said, we continue to pray for those that are, asking for injustice in Africa, because injustice is getting too much. But we hope things will be sorted out in all part of that continent.
Okay, Yomi, thank you very, very much. Have a lovely day, and we'll catch up later. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Let's take a social and a commercial and some music, and then we'll come back to bring you everything that you need to know. Stay tuned and don't you go away. The church, the Christian community, the family, friends, and loved ones, the sympathizers of the late Apostle Mark Nyako and Mrs. Victoria Nyako, which is to invite all friends and sympathizers to a one-week observation on the 6th of October, Friday the 6th of October 2023, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Newman Christian Center at 87 Beddington Lane, Croydon, CR04TD. There is free parking in the premises, and also if you are coming by bus, you can use buses 466, 463, by tram. The nearest stop is the Beddington Lane. For more information, please contact Evelyn on 075-5463-8421 or Kojo on 073-7592-6737. You can also contact Sheila on 079-8358-1818. Thank you and see you all there.
SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's take the music. And once we come back, we'll continue with the show. This is from Kofi Boham, and he says, broken pencils. Don't give in, don't give up, don't throw in the towel. So keep on keeping on, because it's been broken pencils. They still write. Yeah? So keep on writing. All right, enjoy it, and I'll be with you.
Letter to the broken. Don't get discouraged. I see you fighting all the demons in your life that have wreaked heavy carnage. I know you think that your dreams and everything that you hope for seem to be late. problems don't seem to go nowhere. Just take a deep breath. People talk about you, it's got you feeling down and really stressed. Don't tell me you don't know the trouble that I've been going through. You self don't know, see, the same thing they go through, me self, I they go through too. Who told you the lie? When you fall, it's the end of your life. I heard a whisper from above, I pray it opens up your eyes. Broken pencil still write, so keep on writing. And fallen soldiers still rise, so keep on fighting. One day you'll lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining. One day you will win, one day you will win. Broken pencils still write, so keep on writing. And fallen soldiers still rise, so keep on fighting. One day you'll lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining. One day you will win, one day you will win. Now snap on it. News around this life is not fair. Greed is all we see. You gave your heart to the wrong folk, they broke it, and now you put it on free. Fake life on Instagram and Snapchat got you feeling ungrateful. My sister, if you could see the real them, you know you are being a great fool. You wrote a paper and failed, sit down and write it again. One day you will kill her. He broke your heart and you cried. Give love another try. True love will heal her. I'm not trying to look down on.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
I know say you don't know how you sabi solve them.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
Allow me to introduce you to someone I know. He's a specialist in handling cases and issues we don't blow. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. Broken pencils still rise. Keep on writing. Fallen soldiers still rise. Soldiers still rise. Keep on fighting. Yeah. One day you lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining. Yeah. One day you win. Your wedding bells go ring. One day you win. One day you blow. Your wedding bells will ring. One day you win. The paper you pass it again. The first class is waiting for you. International scholarship is coming. Yeah. Scholarship, yes, it's coming. Yeah. You come out of your own house. One day you shall go ride your own car. One day you win. One day you win. Your album go hit. Your ministry go blow. One day you win. Don't mind the haters
all around the world.
Your enemies will
in your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
you on Instagram.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Yeah, one day you will. One day.
That is Coffee Boham for you. Broken Pencil still writes, so keep on writing. Wherever you are, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say thank you very much for all of you tuning in this morning to join us.
6 figures, 7 figures.
But let me announce the lines open before we take a social announcement. Let me announce the lines open.
Don't give up.
If you want to hop in, yes, call us on 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58.
Don't give up.
If you happen to be in US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it's 001-718-303-2737. You can text or WhatsApp at 0753-966-1744. Our X handle or Twitter handle is at Starr Radio UK. Email address is info@starradiouk.com. So wherever you are, make sure your dials are still logged on Starr Radio UK and you get in touch with us.
One day you win. The paper you pass it again. First class is waiting for you. International scholarship is coming. Scholarship, yes, it's coming. You come out of your own house. One day you shall go right.
Guys, this is Rebecca from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Like a river, how endeth my way.
The family and Christian community, friends and loved ones of Apostle Mark Nyako and Mrs. Victoria Nyako wishes to invite friends, sympathizers, and loved ones to the one-week observation at Newman Christian Center, 87 Beddington Lane, Croydon, CR04TD. The event will be taking place on Friday, the 6th of October, 2023, from 6 to 9 p.m. Bus routes 466, 463, Tramlink, Beddington Lane, and then there is free parking on the scene at the scene as well. So wherever you do, make your way there. For further information, please contact Evelyn 075 5463 8421 or Kojo 073 75 92 8737 or Sheila 079 83 59 1818. See you there.
Hush the day when my faith shall be served.
Your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in the UK.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 5 minutes past 12 the time. Star Radio UK is the station, the morning show, the program, and we're going to be looking at the rest of the stories making the rounds this morning. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. Yes, let us take the journey. And as I did say earlier on, the lines are open, and therefore you can hop in and hop off as and when you want or you wish. But invite your friends to like our pages as well. And don't go away. If you don't want to call in, you can put your comments on the platform, and I promise you one thing for sure, that I'm gonna read that. Okay, so now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the African continent, before we come to this part of the world as well, where we know that the Bank of England is supposed to be either making a decision on whether or not to increase the interest rate. We'll be telling you more about all that in a moment. So stay tuned and don't you go away. Okay, so I can tell you, coming through from the UK, those of you who are living in the UK interest rates left unchanged at 5.25%, ending round of 14 straight increases. Yes, ending round of 14 straight increases. We'll be telling you more about that when we get to the UK. But that is breaking news. The UK interest rates have been left unchanged at 5.25%. Okay, ending the round of 14 straight increases. But the spike in prices of petrol and diesel fuel as a whole, what do you think is going to happen there? I'm going to tell you more about all that in a moment, but wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Now, on the African continent, Niger, Bazoum wants regional court to reinstate him as president. Somebody say in your dreams. The deposed president of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, has decided to take his case to the West African justice system to obtain his release and the restoration of constitutional order in the country, almost 2 months after a coup d'etat carried out by soldiers who overthrew him and are still holding him captive. Now we ask in view of the violation of political rights that the state of Niger be condemned to the immediate restoration of constitutional order by handing over power to President Bazoum, who must continue to exercise it until the end of his mandate on April 2, 2026. His Senegalese lawyer, Mater Seydou Diani, told the press. The petition filed with the Court of Justice of the Economic Community of West African States on September 18 alleges arbitrary arrest and violation of the freedom of movement of President Mohamed Bazoum, his wife Haziza, and son Salem, detained with him at the presidential palace since the coup d'etat on July 26. Now, you got a nice prison place. I mean, in the palace, what do you want? What more do you want? According to Maitre Dani, his clients are victims of serious and intolerable human rights violations. They have the right to take their case to the competent courts. My apologies. This can't aggravate their situation. It is a reason to hope that justice will be done. Now we have the sub-regional body itself, the ECOWAS, okay, itself making moves, and they say, you know what, to hell with you. Now, do you think that if the courts there make, so what would they do? Well. Okay, in the event of a favorable decision, the state of Niger has the legal obligation to execute the decision, he assured. What we're interested in is getting the state of Niger condemned by a court decision. Mr. Bazoum's fight is a fight through the law, he stressed. Matar Seydou Diane also asserted that General Abdurrahmani Tiani, head of the military regime, is not empowered by Nigerian law to make arrests. He has been appointed by decree since 2011 to ensure the presidency's security. Well, so you cannot arrest, you cannot imprison the president because you don't have the mandate to do so. The people have to vote to give him that mandate. Well, interesting one there. Starr Radio UK. You people are beating about the bush. Well, we have the Western world who are calling for all sorts to happen to the Nigerian, they call them junta. But what do you think is going to happen there? I bet you zitch. All right then. Okay. Now let's hear what Paul Kagame also said at the United Nations General Assembly. Now Kagame denounced the injustice that conflicts inflict on innocent people, taking as an example the migration crisis that drives refugees to undertake dangerous journeys every year in search of better future. Rwanda remains determined to work with its partners, including the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, to contribute to the search for a lasting solution. Our solidarity is rooted in our commitment never to allow a repetition of the tragedy that inflicted on us nearly 30 years ago, he added, referring to the 1994 genocide that displaced hundreds of thousands of people. The 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly was marked once again this year by the war in Ukraine and the desire of the major powers to obtain the support of emerging countries against Russia, a subject that risks taking precedence over issues linked to the climate crisis. But listeners, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on straight on to some other stories making the rounds in Ghana. Today marks how many years would the former president be, the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, be if he were alive now? I bet it would be 100 and something. I'm not sure of that. So let me lift my hands and say, if you know it, tell me about it. I can Google it though, I know. All right then. But today marks the Founders Day celebration. But looking at everything that has happened on the African continent, the vision that he had, the fact that at the time he was looking at the African countries coming together, where we could trade amongst ourselves, where we could like what we have in the EU, looking at all those things, which African leader in the modern times do you think can match him boot for boot? I'm not saying that he didn't have any flaws. My goodness, all leaders have got flaws, but like I say it all the time, you take somebody like Gaddafi, look at the way he developed his country, Libya, to such an extent that he could boldly say that, look, African countries, stop going to the West or the developed countries for loans. We're going to be strengthening the AU, and then we're going to be giving loans to ourselves, and you don't need to go to the West for anything. And what happened to him next? Yes. So is it imperialism? Interesting. But well. Today marks that day, and we see what is going to happen on that front. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, moving on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds. 40 minutes past the top of the hour on Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, registration exercise is to continue on the public holiday, and please file application to stop planned demo by Democracy Hub Group. Well, the police seem to be stopping all demonstrations, and this one wants to do, we'll stop it. That one wants to, and then we'll stop it. But well, let me bring you that one as well. The police have filed an application at the court and successfully served the organizers of a group identifying itself as a Democracy Hub in connection with a planned demonstration within the vicinity of the Jubilee House from Thursday the 21st to Saturday the 23rd of September 2023. That's from today. Now, as we wait for the court to determine the matter, we wish to urge the public to take note and disregard any calls from any individual or groups encouraging them to assemble for a demonstration at the Jubilee House. We quickly wish to urge the organizer to respect the due process in the interest of public order and public safety, the Ghana Police has said. Well, so coming away from Starr Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so let's come to other parts of the world as well. Now, Poland no longer supplying weapons to Ukraine. Why? And India suspends visa for Canadians as row escalates. Venezuela sends 11,000 troops to retake prison with pool, nightclub, and mini zoo. Let me bring you that first, and then we continue from there. Venezuela says it has regained control of a notorious jail which had been under the control of the powerful Tren de Aragua criminal gang. Some 11,000 security personnel were deployed to the Tocoron prison, which had been run by inmates for years. Now, prisoners were able to roam freely inside the penitentiary, which had hotel-like facilities including a pool, nightclub, and a mini zoo. The Interior Minister said that the jail will be completely cleared. Now, Tocoron not only held convicted criminals, but also some of their partners and relatives who moved into the penitentiary to be near their loved ones. One woman, Gladys Hernandez, said that she was waiting to hear where they were taking her husband. I was living in there, but they kicked us out, he said. The jail doubled as the headquarters of the Tren de Aragua, Venezuela's most powerful transnational gang. Now, from the jail, Tren de Aragua ruled a criminal enterprise spanning every Latin American countries and reaching as far as Chile. Its members engage in human trafficking, run prostitution rings, and extort migrants. The gang fitted the prison out with all kinds of facilities, such as games rooms and small zoo, complete with flamingos and an ostrich. They had a children playing area. They had swimming pools there, baseball court, mini zoo tables, and sharks. I mean, they were living it, you know. But well, the authorities have taken over. How can you say you're running a prison and then a gang has taken over that? That is beneath the belt, you know. Inmates could place bets on horse races, arrange loans at a makeshift bank, and dance their night away at a nightclub dubbed Tokyo. Now, when food and everyday items were hard to come by in Venezuela at the height of the country's economic crisis, one newspaper reported that the locals would go to Tocoron to buy the essentials they could not get anywhere else. And the AFP said they saw security guards carrying motorcycles, televisions, and microwaves from the jail as its inmates were moved. Now, Rona Rizki, author of the book Tren de Aragua, the gang that revolutionized organized crime in Latin America, Mondo Valentina Repeza, that Tocoron functioned like a little city. My goodness. My, oh my. Well. Now that they've been cleared, what do you think is going to be happening there? But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, the row between Canada and India continues. India has suspended visa services for Canadian citizens amid an escalating row over the killing of Sikh separatists on Canadian soil. Now, visa service provider, the BLS, posted a message from the India mission blaming operational reasons for the decision. Attentions flared this week after Canada said it was investigating credible allegations linking India with the murder of separatist leader. India angrily rejected allegations, calling it absurd. Analysts say relations between the countries, which have been strained for months, are now on all-time low. The message about the suspension of visas was first posted on the BLS website on Thursday. Important notice from Indian mission due to operational reasons with effect from 21st of September 2023. Indian visa services has been suspended till further notice, it read. Indian Foreign Ministry refused to comment on the matter and said to refer to the BLS website. The move comes a day after India issued an advisory urging its citizens traveling to or living in Canada to exercise utmost caution in view of the growing anti-India activities and politically condoned hate crimes and criminal violence in Canada. Well. It's interesting. But one more, then we come to the UK, and this pertains to Ukraine. Poland no longer supplying weapons to Ukraine as grain row escalates. Why? One of Ukraine's staunchest allies, Poland, has said it's no longer supplying weapons to its neighbors as a diplomatic dispute over grain escalates. The Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki said Poland's focus was instead on defending itself with more modern weapons. Now, Poland has already sent Ukraine 320 Soviet-era tanks and 14 MiG-29 fighter jets and has little more to offer. However, the remarks coincided with high tensions between the two neighbors. On Tuesday, Poland summoned Ukraine's ambassador over comments made by President Volodymyr Zelensky at the United Nations after Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia extended a ban on Ukrainian grain. Now, Mr. Zelensky said it was alarming how some of the Ukraine's friends in Europe were playing out solidarity in a political theater, making a trailer from Grain Warsaw denounced his words as unjustified concerning Poland, which has supported Ukraine since the first day of the war. Now, Mr. Morawiecki was interviewed on Wednesday night by the private Polsat News TV channel hours after the Ukrainian ambassador had been summoned to the foreign ministry in Warsaw in response to the Ukrainian leader's speech. Now, we are no longer transferring weapons to Ukraine because we are now arming Poland with more modern weapons, the Prime Minister said. He was adamant Poland was helping Ukraine defeat the Russian barbarian by maintaining a military hub, but it will not agree to Poland markets being destabilized by grain imports, Polish state news agency PAB reported. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, here in the UK now. Daniel Khalif has pleaded not guilty to Wandsworth prison escape. Former soldier Daniel Khalif has pleaded not guilty to escaping from Wandsworth prison in London. He is accused of escaping from lawful custody after allegedly breaking out on the 6th of September and spending 4 days on the run. The 21-year-old appeared in court by video link from HMP Belmarsh wearing a bright blue and yellow sweatshirt. Mr. Khalif allegedly escaped prison by strapping himself to the underside of a food delivery vehicle with bed sheets. Now, police said he was arrested by a plainclothes counter-terrorism officer while riding a bike along a canal towpath in Northolt, West London on the 9th of September. Appearing at the Old Bailey on Thursday from the segregation unit at the Belmarsh prison, Mr. Khalif was told he was charged with escaping from HMP Wandsworth. Asked by the clerk, are you guilty or not guilty? He replied, I am not guilty. Maybe he wasn't feeling comfortable there. He wanted to come out to breathe a sigh of fresh air there. Listen to Starr Radio UK. I'm going to bring you the final story and then we'll bring the program to a close.
The Bank of England leaves interest rates unchanged in a surprise move. It has been expected to raise the base rate from 5.25 to 5.5. Inflation has fallen a lot in recent months, and we think it will continue to do so, says Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey. Inflation was 6.7 in August, a surprise drop from July despite rising petrol and diesel prices. The previous 14 times the bank made a decision, it opted to increase the rate starting at the end of 2021. Increasing the base rate generally leads to more expensive mortgages, which is supposed to dampen consumer spending inflation. Susan Streeter, head of money and markets at Hargreaves Lansdowne, says the decision was made by the Bank of England because they were concerned that raising interest rates again could tip the economy into a recession. It will be a big relief for consumers and companies who have been struggling with higher borrowing costs. Now, when asked if it was really good news, given the interest rates are so high, she added that policymakers are of course concerned because we are getting these indicators through that plenty of companies are finding it a lot tougher and people have been struggling with the cost of living crisis. It isn't likely that it will see any cuts to interest rates soon, though. That's what she has said. But in reaction to that, the Chancellor has said, we just heard from the Chancellor following the Bank of England, Jeremy Hunt said, we are starting to see the tide turn against high inflation, but we'll continue to do what we can to help households struggling with mortgage payments. Now it is time to see the job through. We are on track to have inflation this year, and sticking to our plans is the only way to bring interest and mortgage rates down. Sticking to the plan. Sticking to the plan. Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:26, where I bring the program to a close for today. But as we try to run up, let me bring this social announcement pertaining to the death of our brother, our father, Apostle Nyako. So let me just bring that your way, and then we bring the program to a close. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial.
Like a river, I'll take my way.
The family and Christian community, friends and loved ones of Apostle Nyako and Mrs. Victoria Nyako wishes to invite friends, sympathizers and loved ones to the one-week observation at Newman Christian Center, 87 Beddington Lane, Croydon, CR04TD. The event will take place on Friday, the 6th of October, 2023, from 6 to 9 p.m. Bus routes 466, 463, when traveling Beddington Lane, and then there is free parking on the scene as well. So wherever you do, make your way there. For further information, please contact Evelyn 07554638421 or Kojo 07375928737 or Sheila 07983591818. See you there. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We're going to be bringing the program to a close in the next few moments, but wherever you are, let me bring this announcement through as well. A few announcements coming through as well. There are not enough black people in board role positions. Having a board role is an unexplored income stream.
not only can you make money from a board role, but you also expand your horizons, gain experience and exposure, and grow your career faster. Okay, well, if you want to know, you have to join BB Clement. Get in touch with BB Clement. You know, BB Clement brings you BB Means Business every Tuesday, and she will help you on that front. So I want to invite each and every one of you to be able to do so and take advantage of that offer there as well. Well. Before I bring the program to a close, let me just bring you that commercial and then we will go away. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so that has been BB Clement bringing you that social there. So I hope that you make your date or you make your way there, as she has said. It is Starr Radio UK. This is where we bring the program to a close for today. Wherever you are, I hope that you enjoyed it. Let's take this song and then we bring the program to a close. And that is from Wuta, and he says, "Rise up, rise up, rise up." Wherever you are, rise up. When that song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. I'll see you tomorrow for the Friday edition of the morning show. Bye bye for now.
Rise up your feet and move forward to the beat. Before tonight,
This is Starr Radio UK.
Rise up your feet and move forward to the beat.
Thanks for listening.
And